Additional defense in this game is massive, and with this run, the 3 runs I'm going to show you, you can visually see the benefit of getting that increased defense. And it's cool in this video that you can see how much the shields the boss is getting, and then once we have that increased defense from the leader skill, the captain ability, and then we have increased defense on us as a buff, you're going to see how small that shield gets. But we're going to bring Grover in on 1 run. These are full auto on stage 8. I have all the times for you so you can set it up yourself. You won't have to manual a thing. We've got Jirana in there again. We've got this rare if you want to play him that can remove buffs. If he's scrolled, he's got a 75% chance on 3 hits with his ultimate to remove a buff. That's 3 different chances. It's 75%. That's a good one. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but we're removing buffs. That's good. Zadie can remove 1 buff. I'm sure there's a few other rares. In the epics, we've got Varesh. We have Dane. If you've got Dane scrolled, he can have a 100% chance to remove 2. If you have this fire lady right here scrolled, she'll have a 100% chance to remove 2 buffs as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of other heroes in here that you could have that can remove a buff. So we just got to make sure we take those 2 buffs off, decrease attack when the boss does its ultimate, put up our shields, our HP shields from our main traveler, the main character, because they're pretty good right now. Those shields are somewhere around 15,500 to 16,000. So that's good. If you don't know how to set up auto battles, I did a video on this, but look below your captain ability, click on that. Then you hit save for the current team you have, you give it a name, and then you come over here to edit timing. This is the time that I'm going to use. We've got a Dree here. We have our main character, Arena. Then this is Quarion, a healer in this. Usually I use Hexandra, which you'll see her in a minute. And then we've got Jirana. And you can see the times we have here. Then on this one, this is the one with Hexandra and Grover. And you can see the times we have here for this one. Pretty comparable times. I think the only change is Grover. I have him a little bit faster on this, which isn't really necessary. Of course, we're using a Dree to knock back that turn meter. Otherwise, we can't stay with the boss, the ultimate gauge. We cannot stay with the boss and do all of our moves and take away all the buffs and get that decreased attack up unless all of my people are really fast, unless all of my people are booked and maybe they have like a goblin set on. And they're not. They're not booked. A Dree's not booked, and we're just playing them as they are, but we're knocking back that ultimate gauge, and we're slowing that ultimate gauge with that recharge speed penalty. The first run we're going to do is with Grover and Hexandra. We have Arena in there to remove a buff if Grover doesn't remove 2. We've got her with the decreased attack as well. We've got to have that decreased attack up when the boss does its ultimate. We have to have our HP shields up when it does its ultimate, and then we've got to remove those 2 buffs, that increased attack and increased damage. And you can see right here, Adree's going to knock it down right at that last moment before it does its ultimate, puts up that slow speed. We get our shields up. We've got the decreased attack up, and you see the shield. You see the shield the boss got. So after the boss eats through our shields, when it does damage to our heroes, it does get a shield, but it's so small if you set it up right. This is full auto on 8. We'll talk about 9 after we go over these 3 teams, because it is possible to do 9, but it's all about defense. All about getting that flat defense on those runes and making sure we can take the hits. Getting increased defense is really going to help us. And we don't have a 3-team bonus. We don't have a 5-team bonus right now. None of these heroes match. No 3-team bonus. No additional defense percentage. No flat defense percentage. No HP. None of that good stuff. Even additional attack, which will help us beat this boss faster. But we just go in order like this. From the times that I put up there, you can see that we're going to automatically remove the 2 buffs with Grover and set everything up pretty easily. It can get a little weird because Dree is knocking back that ultimate gauge and she's slowing it down. Now, I'm not worried about her not doing that. What I'm worried about is everybody getting out of sync, because every time the boss does a rotation, the full ultimate gauge, it can get a little different. You'll see in the beginning that we're doing everything right before the boss does its ultimate, but then over time, the period at when we do it, before we did it right around 99%, 95% of the boss's ultimate gauge. Eventually, you start seeing it happen at different times. Like right now, they just put up the shields. They just decrease attack. So it does vary. It does change. But we'll beat the boss in time that we won't get out of whack, that it won't throw things off so badly that we don't do what we're supposed to do, right? To where we would die. If we left these 2 buffs up and we didn't do the decrease attack and we didn't have our shields up, he would just swipe and we'd all be dead. But easy win. Okay, let's go on to the next one. You've seen this before if you watched my video on how to auto 6. This is 8. We've got a little bit better gear. Oh yeah, I got to go over the gear with you guys. I'll go over the gear in just a minute. Now I'm going to gear up Jorana. She's level 90. I can't get a right side rune to give her that accuracy that she needs. We need high accuracy up here, at least around 200. It says I only need like 170, but I like to roll with 200, 230. Get that accuracy. We have accuracy substats. You've got a rune on the right-hand side that's pure accuracy. You can get enough accuracy. We can use a lot of different artifacts to get additional accuracy. Accuracy and landing our debuffs and getting what we need done in here is way more important than trying to push out a little more damage. Jorana has a defense lead. Don't forget that. We're going to go over here and make sure we pick that increased defense of 24%. Now check this out. We just got a little defense increase. It wasn't even that much. We're basically running with the same exact team. Instead of an accuracy lead of plus 30 that we had with Grover, we're getting a defense lead with Jorana. Now watch this. When the boss hits us right now, same setup, shield is like half as big. Half as big, only because the whole entire team has just a little bit more base defense, 24% additional defense on everyone. So right there, that tells you that if we put defense runes on our heroes, on the left-hand side, the right-hand side, we have accuracy. If we need to put defense gear on somehow, we'll be set. Nobody removed that decreased attack, but we're still able to come back, right? We're still able to make it back from this. And you know why she didn't remove it? Because she doesn't have the accuracy she needs. She needs to be over level 90 or at least rank 5 so we can put that accuracy rune on the right-hand side so she'll have enough accuracy to remove every 3 basic attacks. Now, I don't think she can remove 2. I don't think she basic attacks fast enough for when this boss puts up the 2 buffs to remove 2. That's why we have Arena in here as a backup. She removed 1. Now Arena's going to remove the other and decrease attack right there. And we've got to have that, right? We've got to. It's okay. We've got Arena. She's beautiful for this. Jorana's kind of doing what she's supposed to do. Every 3 basic attacks, removing a buff, which she will do, especially if we have more accuracy. She'll get 3 in there. You know, from the time that meter goes in between the hand and the sword all the way up to the ultimate, she'll get 3 in. I don't think she'll get 6. She might get 6 in sometime, so you might be able to bring somebody else in to decrease attack. You could. She'd have to be pretty fast. We'd have to put her in gear that would give her more attack speed and then make sure we have some kind of artifact on her that gives her a lot of attack speed. And then she might get 6 attacks in. I think she can, especially with us knocking back that ultimate gauge and slowing down the boss like we're doing right now. I think she'll be able to do it. But look how small that is. Watch. We're going to increase our defense even more, and you're going to see that when the boss hits us, 0 shields. On stage 8, full auto, 0 shields. It's beautiful. All right, we're going to go past this. We got this easy win. All right, now we're going to bring in a team that's got a 3-person bonus along with increased defense. So we're going to replace Hexandra with Quirion. We're going to get the same gear that Hexandra has on and put it onto him. We're going to make sure we set up our team here with the same times. The bad thing about this is when we edit a team like this, you saw me edit the team here and then hit save. Now when we go back in, all the times are reset. So I always take my phone and I do a screenshot of all these times. That way I can come back in here, look at my phone, put the time back in. So I have to go, I had to go back in there and put all the times. Okay, check this out. We've got food to give us accuracy. We've got a defense lead because we have Jorana, the little gnome with the pigtails. Every 3 attacks, she's removing a buff. And now instead of Hexandra, we've got Quirion, which does heals, but he does increase defense 1. We also now have a 3-person bonus on the 2 lightning and the radiant. That's all we need. Those 3 are going to take way less damage because they're getting so much more defense. We also have that defense lead, so our whole team's taking way less damage. Now we're going to get increased defense 1 from Quirion, and check out what this boss does. Check out its shields that it gets. This is the fastest runtime I've ever had on 8 because there's no shield left over to eat through. Here we go. I set up his time so he would do his heal right before the boss. Same setup, right? There we go. Shields, decreased attack. But we have increased defense on. No shields. Boss has no shields. That's how it's supposed to be played. You're not supposed to come in here with somebody that can remove shields because the boss isn't supposed to get a shield. Now, I will say this is very different on 9 because 9 hits much, much harder, and we have to come in with a tankier team. But this is beautiful. Okay, he got a shield then because we missed taking off a buff. And that's all because of Tirana being level 90 and not having the accuracy she needs to remove a buff. So that's going to happen right now until I take her above rank 4 into rank 5 and we get that accuracy up. Because everybody else is doing what they're supposed to do, just like they did in all the other runs. And then there it is, no shield. We even have HP shields left. You can even tell. You can tell that, and that's crazy too, because that means defense is mitigating the attack while it cuts through shields, which I guess kind of does make sense. It's mitigating the damage the boss does on that hit, and it doesn't even cut through our shields. That's wild. Just with that increased defense 1, the defense lead, and now we have a 3-team bonus for the 3, not all 5, but 3 still. 3 is mitigating a lot of damage, those 3. So the shield for the boss is not even there. And this run is fast, clean, full auto, and I think it's beautiful. For 8, I think it's all rares, Each team is all free-to-play heroes, all rares, and our main character. Now, of course, you have to pull these rares. I'll give you that. You got to pull the rares. You're right. You got to bring in somebody that can remove buffs. You got to bring in somebody that can decrease attack. You can't really sub out anybody on this team. We got to use a Dree to knock back that turn meter. We've got to use the shields. We have to use the healer as our tank in the front like I've been doing. And then, everybody's got their place. We really can't take somebody out and put somebody else in. I'll show you the gear in just a second, but going into 9, the boss hits much harder, which means we need more defense. We need a setup just like this. I took this team into 9. It actually didn't do too bad. The boss just got, a shield that was a little too big for me to eat through, and then to continually do damage to the boss. The real major problem I had on 9 was the boss was doing too much damage to my healer here. He needs better gear, which we can get from here to make him tanky. We can get that gear so that when he takes that single target hit and then when he takes the AoE hit, that he'll be fine. And we'll be able to auto 9. We'll actually be able to get this increased defense, use this team right here with enough accuracy on her. We'll bring her up and we will be able to auto 9. We just have to mitigate that damage that the boss does when it does its ultimate, because it's a lot more damage, which means more defense. So if I get legendary right side runes right here of defense, or if I need to go even further and give them one of these instead of attack, one attack, one defense, then we're going to beat it just as easy. We're going to tear through the boss. He's going to get a little baby shield on 9, and we're going to slowly beat the boss down, but it's not going to be like a 5-minute fight. We're talking 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. Definitely not 5 minutes. We're not going to run that timer out, and we'll be able to do it. I'll work on it, and I'll get that video out to you. So right now, you can see the gear I've got on Adri. It can be any mix and match of whatever you want, really. I have a gambler set, and I have this set. Now, I did bring in this skill haste set because I needed her skill to be a little bit faster. She didn't have skill books, and I needed her skill to go off a little bit quicker, and you can see that from the times that I have set up. Querion's gear is the same gear I put on my tank, same gear I've got on Hexandra. I've got HP defense on both of these, and then we've got the banner here. We've got all attack on our main character because we want really high HP shields. So I've got this with attack and attack percentage. We've got a attack here, attack percentage there, and then attack on the bottom and the bottom. And even though he's fragile, he's still doing really good damage, and he's giving us great shields. We got Arena here with just this on because I just wanted a little bit more accuracy. This attack helps her. This enlightenment does nothing for her, but maybe you've got something better. So that's good that I've got something so weak on her. We have more attack here, attack percentage. We've got attack there, which I'm surprised I don't have defense, flat defense to help out here. Then, of course, accuracy. Always accuracy on all these people. We've got to have that accuracy up. Every time we keep going up to stage 8, stage 9, we keep having to have more and more accuracy on our heroes. And she needs that accuracy badly. She's got accuracy chess piece. Okay, I had to put her in an accuracy chess piece to get her up there. So she's kind of up there. It says we only need 170, I think, to do this, which is not accurate. We always need a lot more. So I have this for her attack speed. And she did okay. We beat it, right? So she was right there at the accuracy she needs. And then we've got her in a gear set to give her some attack and accuracy and defense. Okay, easy. That's what I used on Grover. That's what I used on Hexandra. I just switched out that gear. I think it's pretty easy to do this. Full auto. Here's the times again if you need the times. If you made it this far and you're wanting to know, hey, what were those times? Here's how I have everything set up. Just remember on Adri, the top Dark Elf, I do have her in a 2-piece set that gives her that skill haste so she can do her skill at 17.5. And if yours is that fast, say you put scrolls into her, then she's already going to be fast enough to do 17.5. But 17.5 is right before the boss does its ultimate. It's really close, but only that first time. Once you do that the first time on the boss, it'll be close. But the second time around, it won't be anywhere near that close. You're going to start going down, down, down. That's why I have it set so close to when the boss does its ultimate, and then everybody else to follow behind that. And then you can see everybody at 23 seconds afterwards. So they'll all be ready to do all these moves right before the boss does its ultimate, over and over and over again. Let me know how you're doing in Grave of Curse. Tell me all your amazing teams. I know there's a lot of teams out there to where you can negate the damage, keep your team alive. Just take the big hit, get a huge shield on, and then bring in Brody or someone like that to then remove the shield, and you just kind of cheese it out. I got you. I know there's teams like that, and I'm glad they're working well. But for us, it's free to play where we don't have those options. We've got to use what we've got, and this is working really nicely. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all in a video soon.